my brother today, and some jackass T-boned us as hard as he could. And I swear I have some kind of whiplash because after that I'm having some legit brain fog. And these are not like your toy go-karts. These were super fast, legit. Anyway, so interview 2 with Forever Conscious Research, in my opinion, is even better than interview 1. There's never been any channel that has allowed me to share so many of my experiences in 1 or 2 takes. So this is absolutely extraordinary to me. And I've been meditating a lot on what we discussed and the many unanswered questions that we have. Besides the unanswered questions, one thing is quite extraordinary. Despite our differences in opinion, me and him agree that there is some kind of light energy extracting process going on here. He calls it loosh. I don't know what it is. I don't think a name is important. But I think that since we both see eye to eye on that, this is significant. And anyone who has any type of a soul or is in tune with himself will also be able to sense the quantum oscillating harmonics being absolutely non-existent here in terms of uplifting the soul. Hey there. It feels like there is something here that is parasitic and energy extracting. Now, I believe it's the reptilians. It's what I saw in my vision, but ultimately it doesn't really matter who or what it is. The big mystery is what is the purpose? Like, for what reason is this happening? And why do they need to steal our light? Why is it so important to them? I don't have even a clue as to how to answer that question. Pen Grady, lovely to see you. And excuse me. So yeah, we got into the soul trap. We got into the mind wipe, many of my out-of-body experiences, the Mandela effect, all there. And I actually did ask him what would be the purpose of a soul trap, and he said to extract our Heather Mattoon. Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. To extract our light, to extract our energy. But ultimately, I'm gonna think that if you're self-aware as to who you are as a soul, like the essence of your being, the core of your being, it's not possible to be fooled. And I've talked about this many times on this channel, but it's really important that I mention it again. Because if you're in tune with who you truly are, and you find yourself out of body, then things in the spirit realm, they cannot be hidden from view like things are here. Like, you automatically sense souls, you automatically feel energy, you automatically communicate, heart-to-heart communication, soul-to-soul communication. I had this dream, and I was hiking with my friends, and I saw the Jersey Devil. Ooh, that's interesting. But one of the things that kind of left me in the biggest state of meditation was the mind wipe. Now, I've been thinking about this all day. So the question is, why is it that before we incarnate, we don't remember who we truly are or our past lives? And how does that benefit us? Let's look at the pros and cons of such an idea. The pros, the cons being that, excuse me, it's been a long day, give me a second. Let's just put it this way. If you knew all of your past lives and were aware of them in every detail, then the question I ask is that how can this become a truly unique experience then? Because if you see things anew, like fresh and new, with not maintaining those memories, then you can create something that you've never created before in all eternity in your true essence. And ultimately, the purpose is, what is the purpose? The purpose is that the source is attempting to uncover some sort of semblance of identity for its existence. And it fractures itself in pieces and individuates for the purpose of self-discovery, just as we seek the purpose of self-discovery. But on the other hand, thanks for sharing, Joshua, thank you. On the other hand, I can understand where he's coming from in the sense that you need a guidebook, right? You need a guidebook to guide you through your life. And if you remembered your past lives, you would probably have an easier time making the right choices. But it's still a mystery to me. And keep in mind, it's not like it's a total mind wipe, not in any way, shape, or form. Look at how many children remember their past lives. You've seen those stories over and over again. And you can go into hypnosis regression. So the thing is that it's not out of reach. It's very much accessible to you. And actually, Mark said this himself. He mentioned that he went into hypnosis regression and remembered when he was a light body. And that was beautiful. And that's the one thing we do agree on, is that we used to be divine. And there was a downfall. There really was a downfall here that brought us to a very low level when we used to be higher. Now, I've talked about what this is, Osiris, Isis, and Horus, but ultimately it's not really important what it is. We descendants of the benders of Avatar, last Ember, and the legend of Korra. Absolutely. And, we discussed about why family members meet you on your deathbed. And I talked specifically about my grandma, who was afraid to die. And she kept seeing her mom. And after seeing her, her face would lighten up and she would be full of joy again. So I think the explanation is quite simple for that. In that you are afraid to die and you have guidance to try to guide you to the other side. But you shouldn't just blindly follow anything. This is one thing we do agree on. Oh, absolutely not. You still have to maintain your sovereignty in such a situation. But then again, I'm left with that same question as how can they deceive someone when in the spirit realm all is accessible to you and all is known to you, any kind of information. So if they can fool us, then they're doing an extraordinary job of doing it, because when in the spirit, it's like almost impossible to be fooled. Every time I've been out of body, because of the instantaneous communication, because of that heart to heart communication, you know the soul immediately. You sense the soul and everything about it. So I don't know. Um, mind wipe, not mind wipe. I wish I had the answer.